Hey guys, welcome. Hi, I'm Nadawa from Paper Flow Designs. Thank you for joining me today. Today we are going to be drawing, put this up here, a Valentine's heart wreath in Inkscape. Of course, I'm going to be doing it in Inkscape because I love using Inkscape. If this is your first time joining me, thank you. I'm Nadawa from Paper Flow Designs. I have a blog and an SVG shop where I show crafters how to use and make SVG designs in their craft projects. And today I have a special guest that just wants to come on and say hi, who's joining us.
Hi.
This is my son. He's also an artist. He draws very well. And one day we might do a little joint drawing session. Maybe. We'll see if he's up to it. All right. He's going to go back to his video games. And if you are interested in following along with me, I have the color palette for what we're going to do today. Let me just put this up. So for this project that you see on the screen, it's the Valentine's Heart Wreath. The color palette, you can download that for free on my website. So if you go to paperflowdesigns.com/blog, how to draw a Valentine's Heart Wreath, you can download the color palette for free and make this as well. The other thing, so I'm going to be using that resource, and I'm going to be using another resource, which is my ebook for Inkscape. So if you use Inkscape, if you're new to it, if you've never seen it before, or if you have seen it before, you know there's a lot of stuff on there. There's a lot of menu items, and there's a lot of shortcuts. So I have made an ebook called Inkscape Ready Set Go that you can download also on my website at paperflowdesigns.com/recommendations. And it has all the shortcuts, whether you're a Mac user or a PC user. I put all the shortcuts in there for you. And I use these a lot when I'm drawing in Inkscape. So if you're interested in taking a look at that, you can go to that website that's on the screen right now and check that out. I'm happy that it's Friday. It's the end of the week. As you're coming on, just say hello. Let me know where you are watching me from. And if you were with me last week, I did the Happy New Year gold foil balloons. I showed you how to make a gold foil effect in Inkscape. That's one of the features and the effects functions. So if you didn't check that one out, go ahead and check out that after this one. I'm going to put up on the screen what we're going to draw today. So that is the Valentine's heart wreath that I'm going to show you how to make just using, like I always do, basic shapes in Inkscape. Hopefully the banner won't be in the way. Let me jump in there. So like I said, this color palette you can download from my website if you want to make the same one. So what I used, let me just move this over. I started out with an oval shape that you see here. So just using the shortcut feature, which is E, to draw out like an oval shape, a circle or an oval. And then I also drew out this red triangle. That shortcut feature. I'll draw like a triangle here. It looks like a star because my last settings were on 5 corners, but if I want to change that, you see up here in the corner where it says corners, I can just click to change that and then change the spoke ratio to be flatter. Easy. So as you play around with those, you see it's changing it so it gives me a triangle shape. So I've just used those two really basic shapes to make the base of my heart. So I'm going to use the oval and the triangle to make the heart shape. Let me deselect that one. Move these out of the way. So with the oval selected, and God, there's so much going on the screen, right? Just want to move some of this out of the way. Sometimes when it's too much, it can be a little busy. So pick those and move them. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take those two shapes. Before I forget, the easiest way to put them together is to use the snapping features. Select something. So up here on this top line, I have my snapping features selected. So I just clicked on one of them and then it selected them. So I've got the snap to path intersections, snap to cusp nodes, and snap smooth nodes. You don't have to know what they all are, but just know that they kind of act like a magnet, if you will. So I'm going to move a little bit. So I just moved that triangle behind the oval. And if yours is on top, it's fine. You can just click on it, hit your page down or page up, depending on where it is. It doesn't really matter though. I'm going to select the oval now, and I am going to unite them. So that is half of my heart. I'm going to duplicate it. I duplicated it and I flipped it over. I'm going to hold down Control and I'm going to move the duplicate side to the other side. You'll see. And since I have my snapping on, you can see that it just says cusp, snapped cusp nodes to path. And so it just like snapped it into place. I'm going to select both of them. Oh, I had two. You see how when I select it, it's showing me that I have three objects because I think I duplicated it a few times. I'll delete the one that I don't need. I'm going to select those two objects and I'm going to unite them. And you can see like I have this line space in there, but here's a really easy way to get rid of them. I'm going to double click on that and then I'm going to select all those nodes that I don't want. This one up in here. That. Well, I'm going to undo, like I said. My favorite feature is Control Z whenever I want to undo something. I'm going to go back. Click on that one and move it a little bit closer. Yeah, that way I can avoid the whole issue of the gaps. If you want to select something that's below a layer, if you hit Alt while you're clicking, it'll go to the next layer. Like that. So now I have my two sides of my hearts. I'm going to unite them again. And that's my heart, just from using the oval and the triangle. Now I'm going to zoom out. And I'm going to change the color. I'm going to use a little eyedropper. I'll change that color to pink. Since I don't need these anymore in my base circle and the triangle, I can delete them. Usually I don't delete things just because I like to have them just in case I need them, but I feel like it's just going to take up space and make the screen all busy. And I don't need that, and you don't need that either. So I've got my base heart, and I'm just going to make that bigger. I'm holding down the control key as I am expanding it. That's about the right size I want. Now what I want, I just want the outer edge of this. Actually, I am going to, so I have it selected, and then I will open up my fill and stroke menu using Shift Control F. Well, I can just click it since I already have it opened it already. And I will take out the fill. I'm going to X that out. It's still there, even though I can't see it, it's still there. So now I've clicked stroke and chosen that first square so I can see the color of the stroke. I'm going to go to stroke style, and I'm going to make that bigger. You probably can't see it because it's like really, really thin, but I am going to change the width on there. About 8 millimeters is a good size. I'm going to close that. So this is going to be the background. Like think of like if you're making like a physical wreath, you have like that metal ring or that like wooden, you know, tree shell-ish part before you go and add on all of the decorations that you're going to put on to make the wreath. So this is going to serve as my base. And I'm going to now duplicate that, move it down. And I'm going to take off my snapping because I'm finished with that. And I'm going to hit Control and then shrink that down. I'm going to use this same heart to make my smaller decorative hearts that I have here. A little bit smaller. And using the color palette now, I'm just going to color 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different hearts. So using the dropper, that's one. Duplicate that one. That's 2. And I want to keep the stroke like that because I like the two-tone effect. Control Z. Like that. I want to have five of these hearts when it's all said and done. Sometimes when the colors are pretty similar, it's hard to tell that you've gone ahead and made the different one. Select, duplicate one more, and the last raspberry color. All right, so now I have my 5 hearts. Now I could just go and take them, like copy and paste one by one and put them around the shape of the heart, you know, like that. I could like click and copy and paste it, but that would take too long. I mean, it would just take longer than I want it to. So there is another feature in Inkscape where you can clone something and kind of make it, use it as like a spray function. So think of like if you had a spray bottle or something and you were just going to spray that image on. So using the spray feature, which there is a shortcut for, I'm going to select all of them. I'm going to hit A, which gives me the spray feature. So you can see there's like a little spray can now. And I'm going to start spraying the images, the hearts, right along my reference, my base heart. So I can click a few times to get what I want. It's a little harder when I'm doing this with the mouse, but it's still doable. So you can also control the amount that you want sprayed out. You can control the rotation of it. So when I just found out that they had this feature, I was just really excited. So I'm like, oh, this is great if you want to do like, you know, like a starry night scene or something that you're gonna have the same pattern repeated over and over for a background or something. This would be a good option to use. So how quick was that? So if you had like leaves or something, you wanted to make a wreath, you can just use that spray feature again, by clicking on the letter A, selecting what you want, and it'll just like spray a copy of everything that you want wherever you want to put it on your canvas. In about what, 5 seconds, we had that whole heart completely covered. All right. And then the next step, the only thing that I was missing from the color palette is the little leaves, the color green. I think I might go ahead and add that back in later, but you can pick any green that you want from the bottom as well. So I'm going to take this heart. I'm actually going to use the heart to make the leaves as well. I'm going to duplicate that heart, the little one, and I will zoom in, hit the dropper, and I'm going to hold down the shift key so I can get that green for the edge, the trim. And go back to select, and I'm going to hit the dropper again and pick that inside green color. I think before I just, chose one of the green colors from down below. You can do that. I'll go back in and select it, and I'm going to just shrink this into place. I'm going to squeeze it there, make it longer, and that's just how I made the leaves. So like, you don't have to have anything that's complicated. I think I just like, zoomed in and changed the shape a little bit to make it like a little bit more organic. It's not like completely round. And then I will duplicate that, and then I'll make another one a different size. Stick them. One small, one big. I'm going to duplicate them. I'll put my the first ones I made down here, just in case I want to go back to them. And then I'm going to group the two of these. And I'm just going to place them like randomly around the heart. And I can hit page down to put them underneath. I'll hit the space bar to copy and paste it. I'll flip them over. And just keep putting them in where I want a little green action to give that wreath effect. This is what I'm always saying that I like about digital artwork, is that it's so quick to make changes. If you want to add something or erase something, you don't have to start all over. You don't have to paint over something. I mean, you can, you have that option too. I just feel like you have more options digitally than traditionally. I like drawing traditionally. I'm getting my words right too. But ever since I discovered digital, I like it. All right, so that is our Valentine's heart. So using two basic shapes again, I use the circle feature. I use the triangle tool to create the first base heart, and I combined those things, duplicated it to create our heart. And so from one heart, I was able to create my base frame, the decorative hearts around it, and the little leaves shrubbery that goes all around it. So even from making like one design, you can change it and you can mold it to fit your design and make tons of other things with. So if you are hopping on just now, like I said, you can go to my website and get the color palette if you want to try to make this yourself and using the same colors. You can download that color palette for free. Just slide it on here while you're working with it, while you're making it. And that is it. You can take these, group them all, remove it. This is something, if you're into sublimation, you can save it as a JPEG, a PNG, and print it out, upload it into Cricut, print it out on your sublimation printer, put it on Valentine's Day invitations, decorations, mugs, and you see that it didn't really take that long to make. So you can probably try this out yourself. If you do, let me know. Let me know if you can put a picture. If you have any questions about it, even if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and drop your questions in, and I try to circle back and check to see like whatever questions people had along the way. If you know somebody else who likes to make crafts or likes to use Inkscape, go ahead and share this with them. I'm sure they will love to try this out themselves. I will just put the website back up. If you're interested in using Inkscape, this is where I have all of my shortcuts. It's in my ebook called Inkscape Ready Set Go. You can go to paperflowdesigns.com/recommendations and check that out. And also, if you want to download the color palette, it's at paperflowdesigns.com/blog, how to draw a Valentine's heart wreath. And that is a free color palette. But thank you all for joining me. This was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. If you want to be notified when I go live to draw, go ahead and follow me here on Facebook if you're watching me on Facebook or on YouTube. I come on every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time and share a new drawing tutorial using Inkscape, which is my favorite drawing software program. Enjoy and have a great weekend, and I'll see you again next week.